Welcome to Engineering Insights. Our guest today is Joshua Owusu, who's an incoming manufacturing engineering degree apprentice at Kohler Mira. Hi, how are you?
Good, yeah. I'm happy to be on here.
Well, you finished your A-level exams around a month
Yeah.
ago. Which A-level did you take and how did you find them?
So I did maths, physics, and further maths A-levels. I chose them because I always wanted to do engineering in some sort. At the start, I didn't know what engineering specifically, but I knew that I wanted to do engineering. I actually also took on chemistry at the start as well, but I dropped it at the first 2 months because of just the workload was way too much. But I always knew I wanted to do engineering, and also because I'm kind of a maths geek, I guess. So I knew that I wanted to keep on doing something within STEM, and I knew that I'd be great at maths anyway.
I mean, when you say you always knew, did you have any kind of inspiration when you were younger?
Yeah, so my dad did maths up until college, and he was very enthusiastic about maths, so he always pushed me to do well in maths as well. Also, I guess when I was in secondary school, I took part in like team math competitions as well, so it was a combination of different factors, I guess, that really pushed me in that direction.
Well, yeah, so you kind of knew from quite young. Looking at universities, degree apprenticeships, gap years, all in year 12, when did you know that you wanted to do a degree apprenticeship?
So I actually never had a degree apprenticeship up until around October last year. So I was very fixated on going to university. I already planned out everything, what I wanted to study, where I was going to go. And then at the end of year 12, we had a work experience week. So I had mine with Moog in Tewkesbury, which is an aerospace company. So I had a week there, got to learn new systems like CAD, CAM. I did a bit of FEA as well, and they really liked me, I guess. They told me that there's something called apprenticeships, and I was like, "Ooh, what's this?" They explained it to me, and they were like, "You should definitely apply for our apprenticeships in the future." And I was like, "Yeah, I'll definitely look into that." So I did my UCAS application, completed everything, and then after I sent my application off, I started looking to degree apprenticeships, and I applied to a wide variety of mechanical, aerospace, manufacturing, and I guess the more and more I got into the application process, the further I knew, or the more I knew that that's what I wanted to do.
Yeah, you wouldn't have known about degree apprenticeships unless you'd had that work experience, which is quite
Yeah,
cool.
for sure.
Do you think that more people should be made aware of degree apprenticeships then?
Yeah, 100%. Looking in today's society where the graduate market is very populated with only a few jobs available, is definitely a way into the industry that you're looking for, especially where you have a job guaranteed at the end of it. And I also think that with university degrees, you kind of just study theory alone. So when you finish and then you go and get a job, you don't really have the practical skills. Yes, you can go and get a placement year, for example, but that's only 1 year compared to 4 years at a degree apprenticeship mainly. So having that experience is really beneficial. And I think even if you take out the student debt and the pay out of it, the benefit of getting to work with industry professionals at that very young age just really puts you in good stead for later on. So yeah, I really think it should be much more mainstream, widespread, and loads of people should definitely think about it as a main option, as well as university. I feel like apprenticeships up until maybe the past 2, 3 years has really been like a backup option where, oh, I'll apply for it, and then if I don't get into uni, I'll take it as my backup option. But I really think now apprenticeships are becoming more of a mainstream option, especially when you look at statistics where university applications are dropping every year and apprenticeship intake is going higher and higher. So
Previously, you did mention the, UCAS application. What was the application like for your degree apprenticeship?
So the degree apprenticeship application was very different. I obviously jumped straight into the application. So it was very, very different for me. Obviously, first you have to apply like you're applying to a job, and then you would have to do a series of online tests. So that could be psychometric, a few games, before you then get a video interview or online interview. And then after that, you could then get into an assessment center or an in-person interview. So it was very different to then just writing a past statement and sending it off to your universities and hoping if you get an offer. It was very tedious sometimes. I remember I applied to around 41 apprenticeships, which is kind of crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, and I actually only got one offer, which is crazy to think. I know loads of people in my school who applied to way over like 50 and got 0. So I really think it's about tailoring your application to each company. And the problem was for me, it wasn't that I was doing the applications wrong per se. I got to around 10 or 20 assessment centers, and the feedback I'd always get is, "You're an amazing candidate. We like you, but we're just going to give the role to somebody else. There's nothing wrong with your application." So it was really frustrating at some points where I was like, I actually don't know what I'm doing wrong, but I'm not getting these offers. And for me, obviously, it wasn't like I was guided or had an apprenticeship course where I could ease into applying to apprenticeships or like finding out what it was. It was very much just head straight in, just start applying. So I had to really adapt quickly to that process. And I guess also at the end of the day, I learned that rejection is redirection, because you don't have enough time to just sit there and sulk over rejection over what you wanted. You have to just keep moving on and keep pushing.
It does sound like a very competitive application process. What do you think you learned? Because, you didn't have that kind of outside help that people doing their university applications might have had. So what did you learn while you were doing that?
So yeah, as I said, I learned a lot about perseverance to push through and really like move on. But I also guess I learned more about how different companies operate. And also I learned about how you need to have different extracurricular activities. So I did loads of things. I was a school prefect. I was an anti-bullying ambassador. I did F1 in schools. I also led STEM society at my school. So all those things gave me different skills, different things to talk about when it came to applications. But some people I know, they literally just did work experience and that's about it. Didn't put in any extra time to do any other courses or any other roles within the school. So it became very hard for them to show off what they knew or show their skills off. So one thing I also done was try and always embrace every opportunity that you get and try and use those experiences and skills that you've gained to your advantage. Because at the end of the day, you want to show off that you're the best candidate for them. About taking all the opportunities that you can get, really.
Previously, you did say that you applied to so many of these degree apprenticeships, but what about Kohler Mira specifically attracted you?
Yeah, so Kohler Mira was actually the last one that I applied to. I was very hesitant on applying to it because I'd mostly just given up over the process. I was like, well, I've got 0. What's the point of applying to one more? But I applied to Kohler Mira. I did their online assessment and then got an assessment center. So I went there. It was a very tiring day. I had to do a presentation and interview. But once I got my offer, I think the thing that really attracted me there over my university offers was because of the friendly environment. And also because the specific job role, even though it's manufacturing, it's allowing you to apply all different sides of engineering. So you get to do electrical, you get to do mechanical, manufacturing, of course, but also a bit of software engineering as well. So you get to apply and dip your hands in different fields of engineering, which is very great for versatility and building new skills. So that's what attracted me to Kohler Mira. And also some of my friends there had did a work experience placement earlier on, and they said it was a great company, so I should definitely look into it and apply for their degree apprenticeship. Yeah.
Looking forward a bit, when you're actually in that role, will you have, I guess, people to help you through those initial stages of, learning the ropes, or are you just thrown into your job?
Yeah. So this is their first year actually doing degree apprenticeships. They've done level 3 apprenticeships for over 20 years, and those their apprentices have moved up in the ranks throughout the company. So with regards to the actual degree apprenticeship, it'll be the first year, so the new cohort, which I guess will all be helping each other get used to the new environment. But when it comes to the actual work life and work balance, there are so many apprentices. We also have a dedicated early careers team who will be helping us throughout the first and second year. So although we'll be put straight into work, we'll also have lots of support around us to help us, I guess, transition into a new career or like a new job role. So yeah.
And how many people are also in the same company with you as a degree apprenticeship?
So this year they took on 2 degree apprenticeships, but they took on around 5 or 6 level 3s.
Hmm.
The reason they did that is because they like to have like a one-on-one basis where they are supporting you and you alone. For example, with different companies like Airbus or like BAE Systems, they take on a large cohort, but sometimes those apprentices kind of get lost in the system. So with a smaller cohort, we get to know each other quite quickly, and we also get that one-to-one support. And it also means that there's a higher chance of getting a job at the end. Whereas with other companies, some of the apprentices can sometimes be let off because they only have 10 job roles, but they have 50 apprentices, for example. So I guess the smaller cohort gives me the reassurance that I would have a job at the end if I wanted to take it. So yeah.
Well, we've talked a lot about your degree apprenticeship. Let's look back a bit on your sixth form. So you said you
Yeah.
were part of STEM Racing. I saw you had quite some strong success in that. What role did you play?
So I was the head of enterprise in my team. So it used to be called F1 Schools, but now it's been rebranded to STEM Racing. So my role was to manage sponsorships within our team, write the enterprise portfolio, and also, I guess, attract more companies so that they could sponsor us. At the start, I actually was the lead design engineer of the team. So I was more with the engineering, doing the CAD, making more prototypes, different prototypes. And then I kind of got promoted to head of enterprise, where it was a different environment completely, but still gaining loads of different skills like negotiation, people skills, I guess, portfolio writing in a sense. So I did STEM racing for 2 years. I was in the development class at first, and I got to the national finals. And then I also got to the national finals in professional class, which happened just recently. And I actually even got offered a scholarship with STEM racing, even though I turned it down, which a lot of people think I'm crazy for. I guess the STEM racing is a great opportunity. It's like a mini Formula student, which loads of uni people do. So it's kind of like preparing you for Formula student, but also you get to apply what you learn in classroom and sixth form, like physics and your math skills, in that environment. Yeah, and it gave me a lot of skills, and it's helped me to grow into what I have become today, really. So
Those skills do sound like very transferable, especially from, being head of enterprise.
yeah, definitely. When I was a design engineer, it was a lot of iteration, repeat process, test, and that's going to be skills that I get to use at my degree apprenticeship. So it's really, I guess, those skills are going to be amazing as well. But those enterprise skills that I gained might be even useful later on in my life, who knows? So it's always great to apply yourself and dip yourself into different things, even though you might think it's not of use to me now. You never know what you can use them for in later stages of life. I never thought I was going to be doing an apprenticeship, and here I am. So, yeah, you never know.
Moving a bit more further away from the technical side, I saw that you're an anti-bullying ambassador. Why is that, important to you as an engineer?
Yeah, so I was an anti-bullying ambassador for 2 years now. I got trained by the Diana Award, and then I started my leadership in school. So I thought anti-bullying ambassador was important to me for 2 reasons. One, because it gave me a sense of responsibility and leadership within the school, helping other students, but also it gave me confidence within public speaking. So I had to lead assemblies, different initiatives within the school, and it gave me a lot of soft skills that I could apply to whenever I went on to do something else in life. But also because I've experienced bullying myself as a Black individual, I've experienced lots of racism, but I guess it gave me a sense of purpose to help others who wanted to understand what it felt like. And for me, being able to help students in that position really gave me a sense of achievement that I've actually experienced that, but I've been able to help somebody else who's been in such a situation. So even though it totally doesn't link to engineering, it gave me different skills again that I was able to apply. And I guess also sometimes when it comes to sensitive topics such as bullying and different political topics, we just need to have an open view and really look into what somebody else is feeling like or somebody else is going through in a situation. So it gave me a lot of empathy as well, and really think about what other people are going through. I don't know. Maybe somebody just comes to school and sits their A-levels, but I really don't know what they're going through behind the scenes. And being able to be an anti-bullying ambassador really helped me to understand different people's perspectives, backgrounds. And I guess engineering is also trying to become more inclusive. It's normally been a male predominant industry, but now we're breaking into different diversities, backgrounds, more female involvement.
It's really good on the softer skills side, if you see what I mean. I also saw that you're part of Zero Gravity. What is that? And, how did that help you?
Yeah, so Zero Gravity is a platform, it's a social mobility platform for students who want to be able to gain free support with their university applications, apprenticeship applications, internships, whatever. So I obviously joined at the start and had a mentor. My initial aim was to study aerospace at Imperial College. So I got an Imperial mentor. He helped me with my personal statement, work experience, everything for free. He even helped me with like my A-level subjects. So for example, if I had questions with further maths, he'd help me. We'd sit down for a 1 hour session, help me through the questions I didn't understand. And then obviously as I tailored more towards apprenticeships, I switched mentors. So I had a mentor at the University of Bath who was doing an integrated electrical engineering degree, and he did an apprenticeship before going there. So he helped me through the new process of like the assessment centers, the interviews, all of that stuff. And I guess it's just an amazing platform for students who need help and are not gaining that help within schools. A lot of schools nowadays just hammer down on uni. So if they need that apprenticeship help or even finding work experience, they have loads of help on there. They even have a community for all A-level students, GCSE students, whatever you're looking for. And they even have scholarships available. So once you finish your program, you can apply for that Zero Gravity scholarship and they can fund you for your first 3 years of further education.
That sounds really helpful for a lot of people.
Yeah, especially that it's free. Like sometimes you go online and you're looking for help, but it's all paid courses, and the fact that it's free and they help anybody, it's a really great source, a really great, amazing website.
You've shared quite a lot of valuable experiences here. This might be looking a little bit further down the line, but do you see yourself as staying in manufacturing engineering in the future?
At the moment, I actually don't know, because obviously I'm an F1 fan. I did STEM racing. I initially applied to aerospace engineering with that interest, but looking back, I feel like the course of manufacturing will really help me in the future, especially delving into different things with the course being so versatile. Maybe I might be in manufacturing, who knows? Maybe I'll be in aerospace, mechanical, but definitely for sure I know is that I'll be in engineering of some capacity. Hopefully manufacturing, because it will enable me to use the skills that I gained from this apprenticeship also moving forward. But yeah, who knows? Anything can happen really, so we'll see.
Well, as one final question, what would your advice be to, a student in A-levels, student at GCSEs, even, 10, just thinking about what they'd like to do in the future?
My piece of advice would be take every opportunity that comes your way, even if you don't think you want it, because back when I was in year 11, I had no clue what I wanted to do. I had no clue I was going to become a degree apprentice. I had no clue I was going to get university offers to do aerospace engineering. I had no clue I was even going to get a scholarship offer. So looking back, grab every opportunity you can get, take all the experiences you can get, all the work experience, extracurricular activities. You never know what's going to happen. And as you go along the way, you'll gain new skills, you'll learn new things, and you'll grow. And also keep persevering, keep being determined, because I never thought I was going to have to do 41 applications to end up with one offer. So just because you do 10 and think, oh, that's enough, you never know what opportunities are out there when you delve deeper, you dive more further inside. So definitely keep going, be perseverant, and yeah, take every opportunity that comes your way. So yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.